Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive channel. It's great to have you here. Imagine the perfect influencer. Someone who's always energetic and charming, never makes a mistake, is completely scandal-free, and can create content 24/7, anywhere in the world. Now what if I told you this perfect being doesn't exist? But right now, they're taking millions of dollars out of the pockets of real human influencers. By the end of this video, you'll understand the silent, multi-billion-dollar economy of virtual influencers, an industry that is quietly changing the rules of the game. But first, we need to start in a strange place, with a simple Instagram photo. It was 2016 when a new account named Lil Miquela appeared on Instagram. A 19-year-old Brazilian-American girl with a unique style and cute freckles. At first glance, everything seemed normal. Photos of her at cafes, attending fashion shows, and even supporting social movements. Miquela quickly became a sensation. Major brands like Prada and Calvin Klein were lining up to work with her. She even released a few songs that got millions of plays. But there was something odd about Miquela. Her skin was a little too smooth, her gaze a bit too vacant. Users constantly flooded her comments asking, "Are you real?" The common belief was that she was a real model who just over-edited her photos. But the truth was far stranger and more complex. Lil Miquela wasn't human at all. She was a collection of pixels and computer code, a 100% digital avatar. This created a huge curiosity gap. How could a computer-generated character fool so many people and become even more successful than, well, a lot of real models? This question pulls us into the depths of a new and honestly kind of unsettling world. It's a world where the line between reality and fantasy is starting to blur. But this is just the beginning of the story. Creating a digital avatar isn't really that complex anymore. What makes this story so alarming is the scale and speed of this phenomenon's growth. And don't think we're just talking about one or two computer models here. We're talking about an entire army of virtual influencers, managed by massive corporations and professional marketing teams. So how are these avatars made? The process is actually a blend of art and technology. First, a creative team designs the character's identity, from their appearance, ethnicity, and fashion style, to their backstory, interests, and even their political views. They build a complete persona, engineered for maximum appeal to a specific target audience. Then, 3D artists bring this character to life using software like Unreal Engine or Blender. Sometimes they even use motion capture technology, where a real actor performs the movements, which are then transferred to the digital avatar to make everything look, natural. And where does AI fit into this? Artificial intelligence helps these avatars to, learn. Algorithms analyze millions of photos and videos from real influencers to understand which poses, captions, and stories get the most likes and comments. They then replicate these patterns for the virtual character. Even responding to comments and messages can be managed by an AI to create a sense of genuine interaction. But here's the unexpected part. Behind the biggest virtual influencers, there's sometimes just a small team of 2 or 3 people. A single person from their bedroom can create a global superstar who signs deals with billion-dollar brands. What does this mean? It means all the barriers a human faces to become a star, from physical limitations to the need for capital and equipment, don't exist for these avatars. They are born perfect. Now we get to the main question. Where does the money in this industry come from? How do these non-existent personalities earn real astronomical incomes? The answer goes far beyond a few simple sponsored posts. The first and most obvious way is brand collaboration. And brands have really fallen in love with virtual influencers. Why? Well, because they are a safe and completely controllable asset. A human influencer might say something controversial tomorrow and ruin an entire ad campaign. They might get old, get sick, or their style might go out of fashion. But a virtual avatar? It is exactly what the brand wants, forever. It can be in Tokyo, Paris, and New York at the same time, promoting 3 different products. This means an infinite return on investment. To better understand the financial scale of this, Just look at the stats. The influencer marketing industry is projected to reach over $25 billion in the next few years. Now, just imagine what slice of that massive pie will go to avatars whose production and maintenance costs are far lower than a human celebrity's. According to reports, a top-tier virtual influencer like Lil Miquela or Japan's Imma can charge anywhere from $10,000 to even $100,000 for a single promotional post. Their annual income easily runs into the millions. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The second revenue stream is selling virtual products. The clothes, shoes, and accessories that these avatars wear in the digital world are sold as NFTs, or as items in video games. You buy an outfit you can never wear in the real world just so your avatar in a game can look like your favorite influencer. This is a completely new economy. And the third way, the strangest of all, is their entry into the entertainment industry. As I said, Lil Miquela releases music and collaborates with real artists. There are other avatars who act in Netflix series and movies. In effect, they're becoming complete entertainment brands that no longer require a human host. Now, if you were a marketing director, what would you do? Would you work with an unpredictable and expensive human, or a digital avatar that is 100% under your control and guarantees a return? This is where the theft begins. You might be thinking, so what? This is just a new form of entertainment. But the issue becomes serious when we look at the psychological and human aspects of it all. Why do we even connect with a computer character? Why do we care about the life story of a non-existent being? The answer lies in a psychological concept called the uncanny valley. This theory states that when a robot or avatar looks very human-like, but not perfectly, we feel a sense of unease or even revulsion. But the creators of these virtual influencers have learned how to walk the edge of this valley. They create characters that look realistic enough to be believable, but artificial enough to convey a sense of fantasy and perfection. These avatars are idealized versions of ourselves. They have perfect lives, they're always happy, and they always look their best. This creates new, unrealistic standards of beauty and success. We used to compare ourselves to models and actors who were at least human and had flaws. Now the new generation is comparing themselves to characters designed by a computer to have no flaws at all. It's an unfair game that can have devastating effects on mental health, especially for teenagers. The unexpected and maybe even the darkest part of this is that we subconsciously trust them because we think they're impartial. I mean, a human might promote any product for money. But somewhere in the back of our minds we just assume that a computer character created to represent a certain lifestyle must be true to its values. When in reality, it's actually the exact opposite. They are, quite literally, walking billboards whose entire existence has been engineered to sell a product or an idea. They have no personal beliefs because, well, they aren't persons at all. And this psychological game, it gives brands unprecedented power. The power to shape tastes, culture, and even the values of a generation, all without any real human being taking responsibility for it. So far we've talked about how these avatars are created, their money-making machine, and the psychological trick they play on us. But now, we really need to address the human side of the story, the ones who are the real losers in this silent economy. The theft we mentioned in the title isn't just about money, it's about the theft of opportunities, jobs, and even human identity. The first victims are the lower and mid-tier human models and influencers. Imagine like a small brand with a limited advertising budget. In the past, they might have worked with 10 human micro-influencers, but now, with the same budget, they can create their own custom virtual avatar that perfectly matches their brand values and will never ask for a raise. This basically means eliminating an entire ring of the human workforce. But it doesn't stop with models. Photographers, videographers, stylists, makeup artists, talent managers, all of these jobs within the influencer ecosystem are now at risk. When your model is a piece of code, you no longer need a large crew to produce content. Everything is simulated inside a computer. These avatars are digital workers who never get tired, never complain, and well, never ask for better pay. And perhaps the most painful part, is the impact on human influencers themselves. They now have to compete with a flawless rival. A rival who doesn't age, has no scandals, and can produce engaging content 24/7. This psychological pressure forces them to push themselves more and more towards an unrealistic, perfect version of themselves. Hours of photo and video editing, plastic surgery, and sharing a completely staged life. In effect, humans are trying to become more like robots, just to stay in the competition. So this brings us to a major ethical question. Is this fair? As a society, are we moving towards a future where, honestly, a simulated, soulless version of a human is considered more valuable than an actual human being? When the role models for our youth become characters who, don't even exist, what happens to the meaning of authenticity and human connection? It's time to put all the pieces of this puzzle together and, reach the climax of our story. Our promise at the beginning of the video was to unveil a silent economy. Now we understand that this economy isn't just a new trend in the digital world, it's a fundamental paradigm shift. The real theft being committed by virtual influencers is the theft of our attention and our trust. Attention is actually the most valuable currency of the 21st century. Wherever the audience's attention goes, the money follows. With their perfect appearances and engineered backstories, these avatars steal our attention away from the real world and real people, and redirect it to a completely controlled, commercialized universe. And then, they target our trust. We're naturally wired to connect with stories. When Lil Miquela posts about her struggles or her support for a social cause, we forget that this is all part of a marketing strategy scripted by a team. We trust her, and that trust becomes the most powerful sales tool there is. So, the silent economy of virtual influencers is actually a complete system, and it's controlled by just a few massive tech companies and advertising agencies. They're shaping our tastes, telling us what to wear, what to listen to, and honestly, even what to think. And the wild part is they're doing it all through characters that are 100% under their control. This is a new form of monopoly, a monopoly on culture. This is no longer science fiction. This is the reality that is happening right now. We are entering an era where the biggest music stars, the most popular actors, and the most influential social activists might not be human at all. And that will change everything, from the economy and the job market to human relationships and our very perception of reality forever. So the next time you're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok and come across a new flawless face that everyone is talking about, just pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this person real? And the more important question, if they aren't, does it even matter to me? The answer to that question will define the future of our connections. The world of virtual influencers is a mirror of our own desires, the desire for perfection, for immortality, and for a life free from any of the messy problems of the real world. But perhaps in chasing this digital dream we are losing the most important part of ourselves, our flawed but real humanity. Thank you so much for sticking with us to the end of this deep dive. We're here to look deeper into the phenomena that affect all of our lives. What do you think about these digital avatars? Do you see them as an opportunity or a threat? Let us know in the comments below. We're genuinely happy to have every single one of you here, and we're proud of the community we're building together. We love you guys. Don't forget, if you enjoy this kind of content, you can give us a boost by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us keep diving deep. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.